Dragsters as a class are something else. They have no bodies at all. Just spidery frames with bicycle wheels up front and enormous tires in the rear. Set way back on the frame. Supercharged engines, each generating more than 1,500 horsepower, consume up to 3 gallons of nitromethane-based fuel in a quarter-mile run. That fuel, incidentally, costs about $7 a gallon. So it doesn't pay to use your dragster for grocery shopping. The skies over Bristol had threatened rain all day, and it finally came. Some don't mind it a bit. Let's wait, though. Maybe it's just a shower. After an hour, out comes the sun, and the cars are uncovered for another try. There can be no racing on a wet track. For maximum traction, these tires have no tread at all. Hence their nickname, slicks. Tow cars are pressed into service to help dry the track. Some of these paint jobs cost over $1,500. Would you care for a ride on the Cyclops? We mounted a camera securely on one of Art Arfond's fabulous green monster jet dragsters. After Art finishes packing his chutes, which he does as carefully as a skydiver, we'll give you a feel of what it's like to cruise along on the jet car. But fuel dragster drivers wear asbestos aluminum suits and pure air masks to keep the nitro fumes from reaching their lungs. In 1959, Don Garlitz, the first drag racer to top 200 miles per hour in the quarter mile, suffered bad burns by not wearing a flame suit. He was out of competition for a year. The Odyssey has touched the 200 mile per hour mark more than once. Only a few years ago, a mathematician figured out it was physically impossible for a drag car to cover a quarter mile in less than 7 seconds. The current record is 6.55 seconds, held by Don Garlitz. All you have to do is hang on. At 150 miles per hour, the wheel threatens to leap from your hands, while a force of 2 G's backs into your chest like an elephant. After a few seconds of that, you're faced with up to 5 G's negative deceleration as the chute opens. Where races are won or lost by 1,000th of a second, the start off the line is all important. There can be no red lighting, that is, no jumping the gun. The electronic starting lights take care of that. 2 times are important to the drivers. Elapsed time, measured from the beginning of the quarter mile to the end, and trap time, the last 132 feet of the run, which measures speed in miles per hour. Cars of different classes, and there are about 100 classes in which the vehicles of every imaginable kind can compete, are matched through the use of delayed starts. The timer on the track can control the Christmas tree lights so that one car gets the go signal before the other. The driver watches the Christmas tree lights flicker down to green and then With a lightning reflex on the accelerator, the driver gets on it. The wheels bite. Coiled power lashes out to cover the length of the track. The sound of 1,500 horsepower amplified through 12-inch exhaust pipes is a physical blow. The mechanics, called tuners, can get help from the specialty companies whose parts they're using, like Pennzoil, Carter Carburetor Company, Win Oil Company, and the Hearst Corporation. The Hearst 8-wagon comes into the pits to lend its expertise in shifting mechanisms. Even with the experts' advice, these boys work in challenging conditions, dealing with tolerances that would make a garage mechanic flinch. One thing's for sure, any young man who'd rather make something than break something gets a constructive opportunity here. Whatever he's putting together in the pit better hold up on the track. Besides being the American Hot Rod Association Driver of the Year in 1969, Dick Harrell is a top-notch mechanic who builds and services cars for other drivers. The relationship between the cars and the speed equipment industry is closer than peanut butter and jelly. And the cars proudly wear as many sponsors' decals as the luggage of a world traveler. Speed equipment sales were $500 million 3 years ago. Now they're over $1 billion. As we mentioned a bit earlier, sometimes those horses want to go in a direction all their own. Whoa there! Hold it! You're out of your lane. Automatic disqualification. Drifting can be dangerous for both drivers. One holds up, seeing his competition has gone astray. Any car capable of speeds up to 200 miles per hour must have a parachute. And a car that can do better than 200 must have two. It's time for a ride in Art Arfond's jet-powered Cyclops. This day, it reaches a speed of almost 260 miles per hour in just over 6 seconds. No wonder. That's an F-104 Starfighter engine with 17,500 horsepower. Art's not required to wear fireproof coveralls. His fuel is kerosene. Our cameraman ducks in just long enough to start the camera. She rocks before she rolls. Art fires the afterburner right on the line. Pure thrust. Now let's see what the mounted camera saw. That was quick. In shooting this sequence, we used a new type of camera that slows the action down to 30 times slower than actual speed, giving you an idea of the terrific stresses placed on tires and car. Here it is in ultra slow motion. Look at that body flex. Here it is at normal speed.
Looks like we're preparing the death-defying ride of E.J. Potter. 1,000 horsepower, nitro fuel-guzzling Street 27 Chevy-powered motorcycle. Interesting note to you fans is that they are now going to conduct a procedure at the starting line known as a slick barbecue, wherein the motorcycle will be rocked up on a stand and the tire will be warmed in a puddle of flaming gasoline. There you go. PJ is trying to bring the temperature of that car up somewhere above 200 degrees as he makes a burner out of the starting line will be completely engulfed in smoke. Keep your eyes on the death-defying run. PJ Potter out of the gate. Watch that Chevy-powered motorcycle as he makes his way down to 1320. Completely engulfed in smoke and unseen. Here's the car. PJ makes his way into the final dance. We can tell by watching the lights in the far end. Turning a 9.62, the speed on that motorcycle, 166.35, 166.35, as we saw it going to the track.
Man and machine versus time and themselves. The art and the science. And the nerve to cover a quarter mile just as fast as your wheels can take you. That's drag racing, a sport that may be one of the newest, but is already one of the biggest. And if you wonder where it's going, well, chances are the kid next door, who's not even old enough yet to have a driver's license, has a model car kit that he's already converted to a drag racer, complete with supercharger and other high-performance items, right down to speed equipment suppliers' decals. Even the toddlers have their Hot Wheels sets. There are a lot of youngsters these days who dream of becoming drag stars, which means more than souped-up jalopies on a neighborhood street. Drag racing has come of age. In the spectrum of American sports, few match this spectacle for color and excitement. Drag racing? Well, it's anything but a drag.